Are you the leader that is there for everybody? You support everybody, but when you are in need of support, you go into isolation until you figure things out, and then you come back to people when you got solutions. If so, I want you to understand that you're limiting business, and by the end of this video, I'm going to show you how to get out of that. So what I realized about this was that it was limiting business. It was limiting opportunities. It was almost like God was saying, these next opportunities will destroy you if you keep operating like this. So I can't give it to you until you fix it. Ecclesiastes 4 says, 2 is better than 1. If one falls, the other can lift the other up. But when they fall, you lift them up. But when you fall, it takes you a lot longer to get up. So that's the first thing we have to remember. That's a command. And how can anybody know to lift you up when you fail if you continue to isolate yourself? The second thing is in Romans 12, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And we got to understand renewing of our mind isn't about thinking, it is about in practice. So first thing, I know I always talk about how, when these moments come up of pressure, fear, anxiety, whatever, that there is a fact and there is a fiction. The fact is the circumstance that happened, whether it's finances, whether it's relationship, whatever, there's a fact. Business contract pulled out. Cool. Then the fiction is the story we tell ourselves. I'm going to go back to being poor, yada, yada, yada. In these instances, it would be, for me, I had this narrative of they can never lean on you if they see that you're imperfect. How do you give them advice in this area, but then turn around and now you need help in that area? You're a fraud. That was the story I was telling myself. Once you figure out what the story is that you're telling yourself, you go back through history. If you sit still long enough, you can see exactly where it began. And I realized it began early in childhood, like middle school, high school, believing that lie. You tell yourself a new narrative. Now, number 2 is you create a rule. What is your new rule? The next time you feel pressure, well, for me, the next time I feel pressure, the next time I feel whatever, I pick up the phone and call or text such and such. And what happens is it comes again that if the rule kicks in, you hear it, but you also hear the self-sabotage that's like, nah. And understand, your system wants to keep you familiar, but this is the test. I run towards the rule, and I deal with the uncomfort. I learn from it, add to the new rule, and I keep doing this. And after a while, when you keep doing it, you develop a new habit and you start, and here comes the opportunities. And then now it's time to address the very next self-sabotage survival instinct that you've created as well. So if this speaks to you, follow the steps. Understand that the next level can't come until you pass the test and develop that new habit. Tell yourself that new narrative. And check out Breaking Negative Cycles for more of an understanding of new rules and principles that you could put in place to protect you against you in all areas. And I also want you to check out my sister's book, Unmasking Trauma. This actually helps you heal in those areas. Links are below. And yeah, it's your boy. Cool.